So as you could probably be telling, I'm a fan of the Marvel Lego sets. I have not been showcasing any of the original sets, I have been only making customs, but you could be getting that I'm a fan nonetheless. Now, one theme that the Lego Marvel sets have been doing over the years is their Quinjet sets. There have been 4 sets that have been including Quinjets in them, and currently I'm owning 2 of them. And also, just to be clarifying this, if you're rushing to the comments to be reminding me that there ain't just 4 Quinjets, and referring to the jet that was included in the Captain Marvel set, Captain Marvel and the Skrull Attack, that is actually not a Quinjet technically. That is the Quadjet, which is the Quinjet's predecessor. I've just been seeing people be confused about that and want to be clarifying that. So all the Quinjets, if you're looking at the pictures of them, they are looking very nice, very accurate to what they were in the movies. Well, except the last one, which was not even featured in any movie. But they're all looking, quite impressive on the outside, with the exception of the newest Quinjet model from the set, the Avengers Ultimate Quinjet, which is deserving high praise for its highly detailed and playable interior, and the fact that it is going all the way through, so you can be seeing through the back and here, all the way to the cockpit there. But the thing is, that ain't the case with any of the other ones. All of the other Quinjets have got walls, so to say, just between the spaces in between. They all have got interiors, almost all. They all have got interiors, but there's sections that are just blocked off, and that is really, a big bugger, because for the Quinjets in the films, they are all, they go through. You enter from the back ramp and go up to the cockpit. That's how you get in the Quinjet, and it's kind of defeating the purpose after that. I mean, sure, it's just, it's just a building toy. That's what they're saying it is, but I'm all for accuracy. That is just me. But then also, so that is kind of a thing that is easily customizable, which all you really need to be doing is just taking the walls out, just take something off, with the exception of just one of the jets, which is this model here from 2016 from the Superhero Airport Battle, based on the Quinjet from Captain America Civil War. And so with this, the only real interior you got here is the cockpit. And that is pretty much it, because if you're looking in here, I'm going to be opening up the back end here, there's nothing through there. And the reason for this is this flip down gun system they got here. They got turning this knob, and this gun is coming down like that. But the thing is, the contraption is so big with all the technical pieces in there, there is no interior. And so you got this back door here with, space for the minifigure, but really with the absence of a real interior, there ain't really no point in that. So for this one, to be customizing it, it is a bit more than just taking out walls, which actually, there are no walls in there. It is going through, except you just got a big gun in there, and But then, even if you're just taking the gun out, it is not fit for any kind of, playability or minifigures in there at all. So, what I'm going to be doing here, which is more unique than most of my custom vids, with the other ones being just showcasing just a model that I've already been, building. But no, this one is updates to an existing Lego model, and not only that, but it's actually going to be a time lapse. I am not 100% sure of how it's going to be turning out, or what all I'm going to be doing. But no, right now I'm just going to be searching through, see what I can be doing for this. So, getting started with that now. So, for starters here, let's be taking a look at the cockpit, which is really, it's a dual-seater cockpit here. You can be fitting 2 minifigures in there. It's actually kind of an update for the other Quinjets, because they're only fitting 1 minifigure in there. Or so you'd think. So there's 1 minifigure in there. And there's 2. You're probably thinking, where's the other one going? Back there, but being, squashed up against the other one. The reason for that is this cockpit here, it is so, kind of, has to be kind of compact for this thing to be fitting down, that you have to be going like that. So, I'm really thinking here that some might be calling it an impracticality, which it is. It is a real impracticality, but I'm thinking it's more than that. It's a fail. It failed, Lego. So, firstly, correct that fail. So now you can be seeing with this cockpit how the seating arrangement is. What they were using here is, if I can check this off here, this is one part here. It is it's going up and then down. Well, this gray part is one part. It's going up and then down, and they're using this because this kind of cockpit hull thing, if you could be calling it that, is this see, it is, obviously it's slanted upward, curved upward there, and when you're wanting to be having the seat kind of up front here, then you can't just be having a straight piece going there, because obviously it would not be working. It's gonna be cut off. So what they're doing here is having this piece, this gray piece in there, so it's elevated. But I'm thinking that they could have been making it lower, and instead of just going with the easy answer, let's be using this piece, they could be making this essentially the same piece, but only a bit shorter. I'm going to be customizing it right now, and just making this out of just singular pieces, and just like, instead of, really how this is just like 3. This would be built up with 3. This would be a 2x3 piece right here. Then right here would be 3. Actually, no, yeah. This would be 3. A 2x3 part here. Then another 2x3 part here, going on there, and then in the middle would be 2 1x2 tiles, which you can only you're needing 1 of them. So I'm going to just be making this part custom and seeing how that is working. this will, I'm out of how long piece of footage will be, because it'll be sped up, but that was taking a while, over an hour, to be finding all these parts here. So what I was doing here is I was taking kind of this method, and I was shortening it down. So these pieces at the bottom, they're just coming off there. And then here we got this piece here, this kind of round piece. That is from the original one. And I was just deciding to be leaving that there because, just be having something, it's a little bit of room under there. And just was wanting to be having, something under there. And Legos, they got a reputation of putting these parts, these round parts under, under part things. I'm out to know why, but I was just doing it just for the hell. But then also here, I was doing this seat technique, which I'm really liking. To my knowledge, it has been only used twice on actually the first Quinjet that was released, and on the Guardians of the Galaxy Milano ship. And so how this is working is the clip, and then bar, and then another variation of the bar, then another clip part there, and then just this 2x2 black flat piece, and of course then it's on the 2x3 part here. This here I'm really proud of. I was able to be accomplishing that. I was hard to know if it would be working or not. I mean, I was actually coming up with it on the spot. It was very improvised. So right here we got 1x1 tile, another 1x1 tile, and on here, this is one of the stud and bar pieces here. This one piece, and right here I was just thinking, this is what the mostly used for combination locks. Here it's got, you can see the screen with key buttons on it, and right here is this part. It's a robot arm part, and it is actually surprisingly come in handy in a lot of situations. It ain't really well known in a lot of sets, but no, it got use for a bunch of things. And so this is how it is looking. Just put it back in there, and let's be seeing how it's looking in the cockpit. And now onto in here, you can be seeing it fitting in there really nicely. I was keeping this computer screen here because that's adding some more detail in there, because a lot of the cockpits of planes and jets that Lego's been making, they ain't really detailed, but if you're seeing one in real life, again, you got all the switches, buttons, levers, and all that. And this is the best I could be doing there. And see, yes, the seat there, and it is lower, so let's be seeing how it is looking with the minifigure in there. And so that is looking way better than the other one. If you are putting this down, here, you see he ain't got to be leaning back at all. His head ain't touching the cockpit roof at all. And this is just looking all around way better. So much more detail in there. It's good seating. So that is the cockpit for now. That was taking really long, but the main focus here, and my main gripe, is not the cockpit, but the interior here and there. So this will probably be, I don't know if this is going to be taking longer, because it's more stuff you got to be redoing in there, but hey, it might be taking shorter. So it'll all be the same because it'll just be sped up. So I'm wishing that this in real life could be sped up. Because I actually need to be editing and uploading this today, So I'm going to be getting that done. So I need to be working quickly here. So I was taking the top off, and this here is what it is looking like with just the top off. It's just this Technic gun system, which is taking up the whole space. So we got to get rid of this first things first, and then even if we're getting rid of that and putting a floor in there because it's just hollow underneath, there would still be no really, I mean there would, but it would be really kind of cramped room for the minifigures. And so what that is boiling down to is these gray parts here. They are, oh, here we go. These parts here, we're gonna have to be taking these out. The thing is, they're connecting a bunch of other stuff. So this is gonna be taking some serious customizing, so stick around. So this these parts here, they're all connected by these Technic pieces. They will not be budging, so I was just have to be taking the whole thing out, actually kind of accidentally, because I was, trying to pry them off so hard that this whole wing is coming off. So, and then these were we're freeing up these. So that was a lot harder than I was expecting. So now we just got this space here. So gray parts are next. So that'll be a bit daunting. Well, that is falling apart. Yeah, at least this part here, I was trying to be customizing the seating a bit, earlier on, and this part here is so pesky because it's holding the two gray pieces together, which are essentially kind of like the skeleton of this, like the backbone, and it's holding everything together, and you gotta be taking everything off to just be getting this piece out. So, yeah, now I haven't even got to be getting the gray pieces out, so doing that now. So I was kind of at a loss of ideas about what to be doing for this right now, but then I was coming up with the idea of, why don't I just be putting the floor in, and the floor is actually would be connected to the cockpit hole there. So this right now, I guess we just be putting that on and then kind of building up from there. So let's do that. That was taking hours just for this. Yeah. So this is the floor here. There's just these are two 2x10 parts here, plates. So this end here, get to be putting that back on here. This is just needed for some way for it to be connecting to there, with it being, the exact how level it was the last when it had in its original form. So there's that. Now Right now I'm going to be having to be just building up, putting on the other parts here, seeing how that is going, and so yeah, it's taking way too long, and it is the same length, and everything is exactly how it was. So now just going to be moving on from there. So a couple hours later, I get the end result here. I've been doing a lot of building on this, and I ain't actually going to be showing that. I wasn't even filming it because this was just really daunting. There's so much stuff that I was not anticipating that I was having to be doing, and so what I was doing is just kind of like testing how things would be working, and eventually I was just like, I'm just going to be putting these on, and I ain't really no use to be taking it apart again and then show me filming it. But no, it was worth it. Here's the end result. I was actually having my doubts that this would actually be working as well as it was working. So, as you can be seeing, there ain't really nothing much different here. So you can see it's all got put together again. Then back here, you can see the only noticeable differences that you can be seen from the outside are, if you're remembering, there was a knob here. That knob is covered up. Well, not covered up, it's gone. But in its place, I was putting these blue wedge pieces there, just like that. And also, these stud guns that were part of the stud shooter, but I was putting them there. These were kind of on the same place as the previous Quinjet, where they have their stud guns pointed at. So I was thinking of where to be doing with the gun system, and so why don't I be doing the previous version? So just there's that there's the cockpit. Of course, you've seen that. That is looking. I still cannot be getting over how great that is looking. But anyway, the moment you've probably been waiting for, the interior. It's going all the way through the floor. There's room for several minifigs, and it's just looking great. Like, it's a bit lower. The bottom's a bit lower than it was previously, but it's looking it's looking like there ain't no differences. So what I was having to be doing is taking out the long gray pieces that were holding everything in, take those out, do a bunch of work. I had to be taking a bunch of things out from the sides and the ceiling that was hanging down that would be inhibiting movement for the minifigs and not allowing space or storage in there. One of the hardest things though was getting the sides on, because I was just putting the wings on, and there was just nothing on the sides where it's right there, and so there was just a big gap. And then so I was trying to be replicating that as good as possible, and it is different from the original one, but no, it's looking almost with no difference. There's no conceivable difference at all. Like, if I was to be looking at this, from just, probably if I wasn't actually taking a good look at it, I would have not even been noticing any differences. But then I look inside, and then it's perfect. It's turning out, I would say, 100% perfect. And It is because it's got the main function that you would want with any of your Avengers vehicles. It can be fitting all of the Avengers in there. All 6 of them. Somebody piloting in the front, and then at the back there. The reason that Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye are looking a bit scrunched there is because I was having to be moving Thor back a bit because he's carrying Stormbreaker, and he would not be fitting if he was in the space he was originally, and then his cape is looking like he's kind of just bulked out and squashed right up against Black Widow, and then Black Widow's hair is kind of, frilling out, and it's looking like it's, she's right up against everyone, but no, yeah, it is. Now everyone is fitting there quite well. I think maybe if Thor was having Mjolnir instead of Stormbreaker, it would be working, but this is the only Thor I could be finding right at the moment. But no, yes, this is really the main function you're wanting with all your Quinjets, because all the other ones, they can be fitting all the Avengers in there, except for this one. You could only just be fitting, really, technically 3, but just 3 Avengers, so no, this was turned out to be a worthwhile success. So I'm going to be wrapping this up here. This vid, I'm not really know how long this vid's going to be. Probably relatively short, but for me, I was starting this in I would say, more early afternoon, and it is dark. It is nighttime right now. So it's really unexpected, because I was really thinking I'd be getting this done, a lot earlier than, is what the reason was. Of course, like, with this, it's so hard to be just finding the pieces that, the only couple pieces that you're needing, they're just so hard to be finding when you're looking for them. When you ain't looking for them, you see them every day. But when you are looking for them, it's just like they vanished. That's it. If you're a Lego collector, or anyone who's got like any Lego sets, and like you'll just be in the know that is very true. So, also this is also partially due to, it was really me and Satcon were actually starting a podcast, and he wasn't getting back to me right away, and I was only hearing from him on Friday. Then we were ending up doing it yesterday, Saturday, and then he had to be leaving halfway through because he wanted to be getting to bed at like 8:27 or something like that. And so, yes, that was forcing me to be coming up with a video idea, and I was wanting to be doing this idea for a while, but I didn't know that if it would be working or not. So, it's a longer one because I have to be finding all the parts and all that. So, but that's I would have, if I was wanting to be doing this vid, I was planning on it, I would have been definitely giving myself more time. But anyway, things are how they is. So, just leave this like on the video, because I'm really hoping this was worth it. I'm hoping you're liking my efforts to tear apart my Legos and stitch them back together better. So, yeah, just also get more comments on here. Comment what I should be doing next with Lego, any podcast topics, at-home ideas, the usual stick, like, subscribe, and do your homework.